Hey guys, I'm Tutorial Phil. Welcome back to my channel. This video is my Tokyo haul or my Japan haul from my recent trip. I'm going to go through each item pretty quickly because it's not really a detailed review or a try-on. I did want to get a few items that were either Japanese exclusives or made in Japan. I'm going to start with Dior first because I already did an unboxing video of this, so I'm not going to go into too much details. So from Dior, this is the pop-up with Dior Men's and KAWS. So I got the t-shirt which has the embroidered B and the light pink logo in the KAWS treatment. This is in like a navy blue color. This is meant to be a slightly oversized fit. So I got an extra small, but it fits more of a small. And then I also got the card holder. This is the one with the pink bees. So this is the one that sold out pretty quickly, but I was actually able to grab the last one. So it's a pretty simple card holder, but it has the pink bees and then there's a pink accent in the back as well. And it has the new Dior logo that's in all caps. And then the last thing I got was a zippered wallet. It's more of a coin purse, I guess. The blue is like a nylon polyester material. Then you have this in a plastic rubberized effect, and then as well as the B. And there is some leather to it. You can see in the back, it's like a card holder. So parts of it are in leather. And I believe this is also sold out as well. Tiffany was more just visiting their new flagship in Ginza. It's really a beautiful building and it's really unlike any other Tiffany building. So I just wanted to get something that was Japanese exclusive, which they had a couple. So I was able to get one of them. For the holiday season, they're using new ribbons. So this is like a fuchsia pink color. So it's just something small that I got. It's not normally something I would get here in Boston. And it just comes in this little pouch here. So it's like a little postcard charm. It's in sterling silver and it has a Tiffany blue outline on here. And it says, "Greetings from Tokyo." And it has the cherry blossoms on it as well. Again, it's pretty small, so it might be hard to see here. And then the back pretty much looks like a postcard. And it has the Tiffany T as the stamp with the Tiffany blue as well. So I thought it was just a nice little keepsake. I don't know if I would actually use it or wear it, but I'd probably display it. And Tiffany is pretty big in Japan, so that's why you wanted to definitely visit it. Because I was a client of theirs in Boston, I was able to get a couple of gifts, which is really nice of them. So both are the same things, but they're the different color bows. So there's 4 different colors altogether. There is the fuchsia that I just showed you, orange. This is a neon yellow, so it's the camera's having a hard time picking it up. And the last color is just their regular white ribbon. And both of these items are the same. So I'll just unbox one to quickly show you. In the box are a set of pencils. It's 3 of the white one and 3 of the Tiffany blue ones. The next item I got from the Labo, and I posted a quick story about it. It's probably not a real surprise which scent I got, so you can see it here now. I think it's pronounced Gaiac, like Gaia with a C, number 10. I got the 100 milliliter version, and I got it customized with my name here, Sartorial Phil. This is still in the packaging because to get your tax back or to prove that you didn't use it, they repackage it in a plastic bag. And I was gonna do a different another video around like the tax-free shopping in Japan because there's a few tips and tricks to it as well. So if you're interested in that, I would consider doing a video for that. I actually already filmed my video doing the tax-free shopping in Europe, in Paris in particular. I just need to edit that and hopefully I can post that soon, and then maybe I'll do a follow-up about shopping in Tokyo because there's a lot of shopping to be done there, and their tax-free shopping is much different than how you would do it in Paris. So in this video, I'm not actually gonna open it all the way because I wanted to do another unboxing for this one, but I am going to take it out of the plastic bag. So this is the box that it comes in. It's sealed with the sticker, so I'm going to have to cut this open in order to get the bottle. But the bottle looks pretty much the exact same as all their other bottles. It just has a different scent and label on it. And this one has it customized to me, and I also added the 2 quote marks as well. So you can see it was formulated on December 4th, 2018 in Tokyo. This is their Ginza store. It's technically part of Ginza 6, but it's on the outside. This is something unexpected, and this store is actually in Kyoto. I think from the haul here, this is the only item that's not from Tokyo. And this store was recommended to me by the person that I work with in Louis Vuitton Paris. So the store is called Hikeshi Spirit, and Hikeshi means firefighting. And the store is about the classic firefighting style, or from that, the designs are taken from that kind of feeling. So I got like a jacket, I guess you could say. It's somewhat of a kimono, but it's modernized, so it has like a shirt. The sleeves are like a regular dress shirt, but it's in a woven pattern. It's indigo dyed. So you're not supposed to use the items in Japan if you're claiming tax-free, but because this one's packaged like this, I actually did wear it out once because I wanted to take pictures of it. And you'll definitely see a lot of pictures coming out soon when I start catching up with my photos that I took in Japan, because there was a trip to Himeji Castle that I wore this with. But being that it was indigo, it actually bled into my sweater. But luckily I can wash that sweater, so it's not a huge issue. And the sizing in Japan in some stores are different, because this is marked as a medium, but it honestly feels more like a small here in the United States. So I really love the woven pattern of this, because it's not a print, it's actually threads woven to create this pattern. It has like a diamond pattern along with all of these different threads, and it's supposed to symbolize rain, which is kind of ironic because being as this is indigo, if you wear this out in the rain, the dye is definitely going to bleed all over you. So you probably don't want to wear this in the rain. It's kind of large, it's like a 3/4 coat almost, and if there's no buttons, it's going to be hard to show you the full coat or jacket here, so you should check it out on Instagram when I start posting it, or maybe for some of these items I may do a try-on video, or just one in general of all of my Japanese haul items, the ones that can be worn. And this jacket is made in Japan, so that's also another thing I wanted to make sure of when I was purchasing these items that I normally wouldn't. I wanted to make sure they're Japanese made, because that was really my point in buying some of these more special items over there. And since it's unfolded anyway, so you can see the sleeve here is like a regular shirt, because in a kimono you don't have a cuff like this, nor would you have a button at the cuff. The next item is from Christopher Nemeth, and I had no idea they had a store until I started doing some research around what fashion stores are only available in Tokyo, and Nemeth popped up. So if you've been following Louis Vuitton, this name would sound familiar because Louis Vuitton did a collaboration with, I guess it would be the House of Nemeth, since Christopher Nemeth has passed away. But his legacy still stays with his designs, and the rope pattern that you see here on the shopping bag is of course one of the most famous ones, and that's what Louis Vuitton used for men's. So that's what Kim Jones did for some of the designs for ready-to-wear as well as the leather goods. This is actually 2 bags. One is just a clear plastic one, and this is the brown paper bag. So no surprise, I got an item with the rope pattern on it. This is a shirt, and that's the label there, Nemeth. They don't do extra small, so I got a small, which is just slightly larger than what I would have liked, but again, they don't have extra smalls. This is in like a brown with a slight tint of green in it, and then the rope pattern is pretty much in like a black or very dark brown print, and it just goes through the entire shirt. The way that he designs these shirts though, the sleeves are a little bit larger or puffier than normal, but this was the one that fit me the best. They had another color of this, but with the larger sleeve, it didn't look as good. So this is the one I ended up getting. And I do really like the design of the rope pattern. And I think to people who aren't familiar with Christopher Nemeth, but know about the Louis Vuitton collaboration, they would just think this is a Louis Vuitton shirt. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if their store got really busy when that collaboration premiered, because you could pretty much get the rope pattern for way less than Louis Vuitton was selling it at, and it wasn't as limited. This item is from a relatively new store, but if you're a fan of Japanese fashion, you would probably know about this. This is like a diffusion line or a different concept from Yohji Yamamoto, who is one of the most popular Japanese designers right now. And this line is unisex items. So this is like a vest. It's black, so it's kind of hard to see all the details, but it is in two main materials. One is like a nylon polyester and the other is a wool. So as you can see, it's like matte. So it's just reading as black on the camera. Right now I have it zipped up, but you can have it unzipped and you can have the collar folded, which looks more like a blazer. And the bottom is asymmetrical in the back. One side is longer than the other. This one I definitely need to try on for you guys in order for you to get the full picture. I'm definitely gonna have pictures on Instagram. It's kind of hard to explain. I guess you really do need to see it worn. There are two buttons if you don't want to use a zipper, but in order to unzip it, you actually have to take the whole thing off and you have to turn the bottom inside out. So it's a bit of a tricky process, but that's kind of what makes it cool, because you're kind of puzzled in how you could get the zipper up and down, because on the bottom it flares out into the back like this. And as I've mentioned before, I'm the type who always looks at labels to see where they're made in. And this is made in Japan. If this was not made in Japan, I probably wouldn't have gotten it, even if I liked the design, because the whole point of my trip there is I wanted to get designs and items that were made in Japan. So that's actually the reason why I didn't get any Izumiyaki, the pleated line, because I did think the designs were really cool, but unfortunately, those are not made in Japan, even though they're pretty expensive. This is my first Comme des Garcons item, and I got it from the Trading Museum, so it's not their regular store. And it was in a building called GYRE. I didn't really intend on getting this, but it really caught my eye when I tried it on in store. It really worked for me. So again, it's a lot of Japanese design uses black, so it's gonna be a little tough to show you all of the details here, but it's a blazer and it has a lace overlay over the entire blazer. So it's a standard 2-button blazer. The silhouette is not too different, but because of the material, it's very drapey and it has a layered effect. You can see a little bit of it here. So there's an outer lace and then an inner, another very soft material. And then the back is a single vent, but the back is more see-through. I think it's just I'm not sure if it might just be the lace layer or not, but you can kind of see through it a little bit. What I understand from this store, this is the Trading Museum store, is that these are vintage pieces and kind of a one-of-a-kind, or in terms of what they have left, so they only have whatever size that they have on display, and the The display items are separated into different pods for, I think, different themes. So this is, of course, also made in Japan. Another reason why I got it. I forgot to really talk about the prices in this video because I don't remember the exact ones for all of these. So I may put that in the description, but for this one, I think before tax, USD was around slightly under $400. So I thought it was a pretty good price for this. And it's something I'm excited to wear. Normally Japanese designs, the sleeves fit me perfectly, but this one I think since the label is more international and maybe more French based, I do need to alter the sleeves. And unfortunately they didn't do that there, so I'm gonna have to do it myself back here in the States. This next item is from Ambush, and it kind of comes with a story because I bumped into the Louis Vuitton model there, Sakura Kambang. He's pretty much the main Louis Vuitton men's model because he's in a lot of the catalog and promotional shots, and he always walks the runway. And he was there because he was on Kim Jones's Dior pre-fall runway, so that's why he was in Tokyo, and I happened to bump into him when I went to Ambush. And this is my first item from Ambush, and of course the reason why I'm interested in the brand is because one of the founders or co-creators of Ambush, Yoon, is now the men's director of jewelry for Dior. And I believe she's good friends with Virgil, and I feel like the brand has a similar vibe with the very pronounced branding in all caps and in like a Helvetica type of font. So they do ready-to-wear as well, but I think they're more known for their jewelry, and of course that's where Yoon is for Dior. So this just comes in a little pouch, and here is the product card, which I can show you a little bit more of later. So this is a sterling silver cuff, and it is meant to look like a zip tie. This is pretty in line with the rest of the items offered by Ambush. Some of it's like everyday items, but just created in sterling silver and with a slight modification to it. But this I thought looked really cool and edgy. And it is in sterling silver and it's made in Japan, so that's why I really liked it. The pricing wasn't too bad for this one. I think this one was around $400 US. They're not a luxury jewelry company, so if you were to get something like this from Tiffany, it would easily be double the price. And then that's the item. So actually, yeah, you can see the price there. When you convert this to US dollars, it's slightly under 400 because I didn't have to pay tax for this. So this is their zip tie bracelet, which they still sell. I visited Louis Vuitton, of course, and I got a tour of the Omotesando store. And I was glad it was actually that store and not the Ginza flagship, because the Ginza one was really hectic when I visited that one. This one was a lot more laid back, and they actually had an outdoor client seating area, which was really nice. And I took some videos and pictures of that, which I will post on Instagram as well. And I'm not sure if the Ginza one had that. I definitely don't think it had outdoor space. So this one was nice. It was overlooking the street, and I wasn't really intending on buying anything from there, but of course when you're at Louis Vuitton, certain things just catch your eye. So I was looking more for Japanese exclusive items, and I really wanted to get it hot stamped with a Japanese, like the Tokyo exclusive hot stamp, but unfortunately at that time they didn't have one because sometimes it's just limited to certain special events. They do have the new holiday packaging. So that's like the gift card. This one, I wasn't intending on getting, but I saw it there, and in the spirit of being in Tokyo and that kind of being a shopping day, I got something from the Galaxy collection. So this is the Brazza wallet. It's not something I have yet. They had the pocket organizer as well, and they actually had the bum bag in stock. I heard it was being sold out in a lot of other stores, but that silhouette just didn't match me. But I don't have a long wallet, or I don't have a Brazza wallet yet, and this I thought would be nice to just carry around to dinners or stuff like that. I do like the galaxy print, but I just wasn't sure about getting it for myself. And this one, unlike the pocket organizer, you see a lot more of the galaxy, so that's why I ended up getting this. Plus I have a couple of pocket organizers that I still never use, so I was hoping that with this one I have a chance of using, because I do have like a Bottega Continental wallet that I do use every now and again, and it's meant so I can hold it like this. So it kind of doubles as a fashion accessory, whereas a pocket organizer you usually just put in your pocket. And the last item is like a fairly big purchase. It's supposed to be a Japanese exclusive, though I think I saw it in Asia in terms of like other people's Instagram posts. So I'm not exactly sure if it's Japanese exclusive, but I think it's at least regional, and that was part of the reason why I decided to splurge on this. And it's not actually from the men's line, which by this time is not as surprising. So this is a dress shirt or a casual shirt, and it is from the women's line because the buttons button on the opposite way, which definitely takes some getting used to. This is part of the vintage collection. I forget if this was, I don't think this was I forget if it was a runway collection or if it was like pre-spring or pre-fall for women's, or like cruise as they would call it. The sizing uses metric sizing, so this is a 38. Usually I'm a 37 in men's, but because women's, their shirts are cut differently, I needed to size up because certain parts just didn't fit too well. The sleeves are still kind of tight, but I did get them altered, and luckily they were able to do it in time. So I got the sleeve shortened just a tad bit. Not as much as I would need the men's one to be shortened, but I got it shortened from the cuff so that it wouldn't be as tight if I shorten it from the shoulder, because that would bring the whole sleeve up and make the forearm area even tighter. So this was really quite expensive. It's just a cotton shirt, but because of the way they had to match up all of the fabric, I think that's what constituted to the high cost. This one in US dollars was I think over $1,700. So this is my most expensive Louis Vuitton shirt to date. I do have the silk pajama one from fall winter 2017, but I got that in Paris, so it wasn't as expensive. But if I've gotten that here, I think that was close to like $2,000. And that's one of my favorite shirts. And I think this will be one of my favorite as well. Really love the vintage effect. I had wanted to get something from there, but none of the leather goods really spoke to me, and I don't think I would have used any of them because they were all from the women's lines. But this shirt, I mean, I would think is pretty unisex. And this was, I think, either the largest one or one of the only sizes they had left. So kind of like the arch lights, because I'm able to fit smaller sizes, I was able to get this. So if you were like normally size 40 in men's, you wouldn't be able to wear this, and I don't even think Louis Vuitton would make a size that would fit it. So just trying to take advantage of that situation and be able to expand what kind of items I'm able to purchase and wear. So I love all the details, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of the shirt I wore there, which was the buffalo shirt. It's the one with all of the tools that leather artisans or leather craftsmen use to create their products. And that was my Tokyo haul. After going through these items, I think it would make sense for me to do a try-on video of these, because I do have a bit of ready-to-wear, and it's going to look quite different having it on than it is just showing you the product. And of course, that's why you have to shop in store for a lot of these items, because you never know if it'll work for you until you actually try it on. And even the jewelry as well, of course. The zip tie, just looking at it, I thought it was cool, but when I tried it on, it actually really worked for me, and that's why I decided to get that zip tie bracelet from Ambush. Subscribe for more videos and to know when I'm going to release the try-on portion of this. I'll definitely be posting a lot of pictures on Instagram, so if you want to see those first, I would definitely recommend that you check me out on Instagram. It's the same name, Sartorial Phil. It's SARTORIAL and PHIL. So thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.